The White House is likely to delay a series of executive orders on immigration that were a prominent feature of the Biden campaign. That includes the creation of a task force to reunite migrant families separated under the Trump administration, according to two sources familiar with the discussions. NBC News Justice correspondent Julia Ainsley joins us now with more on her reporting. So, Julia, we've been expecting some type of executive orders tackling this issue. What can you tell us about the delay?
That's right. So White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain said in a briefing memo that he expected this to be done by the end of the week. That was the goalpost. And that was even moving it from the campaign promise of having these immigration orders, specifically a task force to help reunite separated migrant families, done on day one. That had been the campaign promise. But what my colleagues Jeff Bennett and Jacob Soboroff and I have learned is that the goalpost has now been pushed a little further. Now, it's not clear how far. I'm told at least a few days. And it could be for a number of reasons. It could be that they're waiting for the confirmation of DHS nominee to lead that agency, Ainsley. It could be that they simply don't have the staff in place, right? They're trying to ramp up in a new government, essentially. They're building a new government. And it could also be that there's some decisions that they haven't quite made. But we do know that they've made some decisions on some of those key points. The things that they have yet to decide on would be how they reunify these parents. Can they bring them to the United States to do it?
Julia, when that task force on family separations is announced, you're reporting it'll be an interagency effort. The Departments of Homeland Security, Health and Human Services, and the State Department. Tell us more about how that will work.
So, yes, we believe it will be an interagency effort led by Ainsley when he is confirmed as DHS secretary. And those agencies, I mean, that's a high level. Those people will take over the reunification task force. And what we understand is that they will look across all 4 years of the Trump administration. This previously had been thought to only be focused on zero tolerance, the period of time in May and June of 2018 where they systematically separated parents and children who crossed the border simply for a misdemeanor and prosecuted those. Now we understand they want to look at all 4 years. And yes, they're making this a high priority. They're lifting it all the way up to that cabinet level.
And Julia, what are your sources telling you about who they will focus on reuniting under this new task force?
That's right. So they'll look at those 4 years, but it's only people who cross the border. So if you were a family, for example, living in the interior of the United States that was subject to an ICE deportation raid, for example, the child was left behind, a parent was deported, that often happens, that will not be part of their focus. But there are a few things they still haven't decided on. For example, if a parent crossed the border with their child and say they were charged with something more than that misdemeanor, for example, illegally re-entering the United States, that's a felony. If you're charged with that, is that no longer eligibility for reunification? How exactly will they make those decisions? We're not sure. And it's not even clear that when they announce the task force, we will know those answers. It could be that the task force has to convene and make some of those key decisions.
Julia Ainsley, as always, thank you for your great reporting.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here. And click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.